It's truly an honor to be here. This is the M session, right? Multiply. How many of us like money? I'm curious about some of the people that are sitting at the back. Like, what is money, right? Money is for carnal people, Abi. So we all agree that money is important, right? We all agree that money is important. If money was not important, would we be gathered here? Because it's all things money, right? So today I want to show us the direct linkage between value creation and wealth creation. Okay, next slide. But before we go, can we bring out our smartphones? I want you to scan this QR code. There's a workbook there for you for free. And it's a workbook that I would like you to go back home because we'll not be able to exhaust everything that value creation and wealth creation entails in this session. But I would like you to scan that code, or if you can't scan it, you can visit this short link, bit.ly/YWBW. It's case sensitive. So you can either scan the QR code or go to that website. You put in your few details and then there'll be a link where you can download the workbook. Like I said, the workbook is a very, very, very good resource that will help you to distill the value that you have as a person and guide you through the process of how you can actually take steps. Because one thing that I spoke with Triple D about is the fact that it's amazing that we're all here. And one of the speakers said that you are here already means that you value yourself. But there's a gap between knowledge and wealth creation, like Rich, my brother, said, and it's action. It's taking steps. So a lot of times we come for conferences, we go for seminars, we network, we meet people, but then 1 year down the line, you cannot really account for the growth that has happened because you archived the things that you heard. So one of the reasons why I'm sharing this is so that after now, you can actually go back and think and remember, what did I hear? You write it down. What actions am I going to take with the things I heard? Because knowledge alone does not create wealth, okay? It is action. It's taking steps that creates wealth. What comes to your mind when you hear money? Just shout it to me. Shout it loud. When you hear money, what comes to your mind? Shout now. Influence, Lamborghini. Yeah. Let's keep coming, keep it coming. Okay, so some of the words that people, relate money to is freedom, bills, okay, success, investments, and on and on and on, right? But today, I want to talk about not just how to multiply money, but how to become the kind of person that money naturally follows. Are you interested in that? Picture yourself working and then money is just following you. Wouldn't that be interesting? Next slide. If I gave everybody 10 million, if everybody got 10 million naira here today, would everybody become wealthy? Why? Because how we will use the money differ, but primarily because who we are differ. Right, next slide, please. Money does not create value. Value attracts money. Value attracts money. I tell people, and I take pride in saying that if you put me in the middle of a desert, I will create value. And I've done it once. Next slide. I think that should be my next slide. I've done it once because I'm not from Jos. I'm not from Plateau State. I'd never been to the north in my life, not even Abuja, before 2021. What year are we in? 2026. So I've only been in this side of the country for 5 years. And guess why I came? It's going to be very embarrassed, but it's my husband that brought me. So we got married in 2021. And of course, as a good wife that I am, I moved with my husband. I know this generation will argue because all manner of things. Better have sense. Okay. So I moved to Lagos with my husband. I quit my job. I had a catering business. I shut it all down. And I moved to Jos. Kind of like going to the middle of a desert, as far as I'm concerned, because he was the only human being I knew in this whole state. I had no friends, nobody here, right? But thank God he's an amazing person, so I had soft landing, amen? I had faith, an amazing husband who I thought about, okay, who can I begin to create relationships with when I get here? He had connected with a few people before I came so that I could connect with them as well. So that's amazing. Thank you so much for that. So, but guess what? Next slide. I had no job, no clients, no businesses, but guess what I had? I had value, and I understood the person that I am. A lot of us have not met ourselves. A lot of us have taken narratives about ourselves from our parents, our friends, our education experiences, exposure, but we have not ventured into the journey of unpacking you. I like to tell people that if you are a human being created by God, you are so powerful. You have endless value that if you were to live 100 lifetimes, you will still have the capacity to create more value. But a lot of times you have accepted narratives and thought patterns about yourself that do not even belong to you, that God did not install in you. And the first thing you want to do as a value creator and a wealth creator is to re-engineer your mind. Do you know that your most powerful resource is not money? What is your most powerful resource? Anybody? It's your mind. And I'm happy that we know that. But how many of us actually find the time to sit with yourself, shut out the noise, social media, whatever is out there, and meet yourself and, unpack the value that you are. Let's go on. So I refuse to be useless while waiting. Okay? And guess what? The fastest vehicle to demonstrate the value you carry, guess what it is? It's volunteering. It's service. But my generation doesn't want to serve. We don't want to serve. You want fast money. You graduated from university and you're looking for an entry-level job that is going to pay you 500,000. Continue. It's coming. Because what skill, what are you bringing to my organization that will warrant me paying you 500,000 naira? But we're in a woke generation that doesn't want to serve anybody. Guess what? Your first job is an opportunity for you to learn, to increase your value, and to now be able to, step up and begin to charge better. But if you don't want to put your pride, your ego, that is empty, by the way, in your pocket and actually serve, you will be there for a very long time. So I got an opportunity to volunteer, and I did it with joy. Do it with joy. The beginning of your journey is not making big money. It is becoming a person of value. Become so valuable within your organization that they know they can't do without you. I spoke with someone that said she was serving in an organization, she was working, and then she was so efficient that her CEO began to not know what was going on in the company. Because before she says it's done, she's bringing ideas, she's executing. If they are looking for HR, very small organization, a lot of us want to work for the multinationals. We want to go, which is good. It's good to have those aspirations and those dreams. But what are you knocking on that door with? People have talked about relationships. Going, being genuinely interested in the benefits of other people. Even scripture says that seek the good of others. It's a principle. It's not just Bible. It is a principle. When you seek the good of others genuinely, people will see that value in you, and people will recommend you. I've been recommended in rooms where I don't know nobody. But because somebody, came to a free program that I did, or got a free coaching, or people say, one of my friends said, you are giving too much for free. I said, I understand, I know what I'm doing. The day I charged somebody 1 million naira for a coaching program and they paid, do you think it was that day that the journey started? No. It's that I've poured out and poured out and poured out that you'll be wicked not to pay me when that opportunity comes. Do you see? So have a service. Tell the person sitting beside you, serve. And some people, I have a free community, and sometimes we do these dilemma questions. And the question was, if you are in a, what's the word we use now? A toxic work environment. And I asked them, I said, what is toxic? What is a toxic work environment? Because in this generation, we say all manner of things. The environment is toxic. It might just be that you didn't do your job the right way, and the owner of the business is like, you're spoiling my business, and they scold you. Then you say, the environment is toxic. We need to tell ourselves the truth. Our parents and our grandparents, they might not be woke. They might not know AI the way we do, but they have value systems that has helped them to build industries that, because if you want to be an entrepreneur, you want to be an entrepreneur. You haven't gone to business school. You don't know how business systems are built, but you also don't want to serve with somebody that has built a system. You will sell akara and corn. All right, so let's move. So now, I started in just 5 years ago with no job, no business, whatever. But today, I actually have a full-time job, by the way. I have a full-time job. I still work with the organization that I volunteered with. So I've been volunteering with them since 2021. And when there was an opening for a business advisor, guess who they gave the role to? Me. They didn't need to advertise or put out, because there was already somebody within the system that was offering value almost for free. Do you see? I have my business, myself and my husband, we run a business development organization. I consult for people, I coach. I have too much work that I'm like, now I need a personal assistant. Do not apply. Okay. It still boils down to value, because the person I'm now bringing on board as my assistant is a volunteer in the system that I'm building. Do you see? So tell your neighbor, I will create value, I will serve. Next slide, please. So value creation is the seed you put in the ground, and then wealth creation is what you harvest. So it's not about chasing money, the hustle culture. It's not about chasing money. Some of us chase money. You leave a job where you're being paid 150,000 naira per month with great opportunity for learning and advancement and meeting people that you probably wouldn't have met if you were sitting in your house. And you go to a job that is offering you 250,000. Please, what's the difference? 100K. But there is zero room for growth. So always think value. What value am I creating? What value am I getting in return? Next slide, please. So there are 5 lessons I want to quickly share. Number 1, know who you are. Can you echo that, please? It is not your location that determines your value. It is who you are that determines your value. It is who you are, and that workbook that you downloaded, I hope you downloaded it, has questions too, because somebody is asking in the audience, so how do I know who I am? When you get back home, there are questions there that are very detailed, that will help you to distill the value that you carry. Right? So know who you are, and to yourself be true. What are your skills? What are your experiences? What experiences have you had? What can you do with your hand? What is your educational background? What are you inclined to enjoy and like? Do you see? That's one way to begin to discover who you are. Do you see? And don't underestimate what you have. Don't say, but I think the only thing I can do is to sing. Did you see that Rema concert? I mean, I don't listen to some, but I saw, my husband was showing me a video. Everybody knows Rema now. Is there anybody here that doesn't know Rema, even if you don't listen to, Aslan? How do we explain? But I mean, this young man was standing in front of an audience thousands of people, because of his sound, because of his music. But guess what? It's not just waxing the record in his room. He has created systems. He has leveraged relationships to be able to stand where he is. So even that one talent, one skill, one gift that you're underestimating, people are making jokes about akara and corn online. But I know a company in Lagos that what they sell is tapioca. Tapioca. But people will come from banks to come and buy. So it's not about the thing. It is about you. It is about being excellent, to know this is the value I'm offering, this is how I'm going to package it, and this is how I'm going to position it. I think Richard touched on that during the session. Next slide. Invest in yourself. Rich was saying, oh, you do know the millions I've spent to be in certain rooms. Some of us, we like free things. Oh, show free. Free. Once they mention money, you have left. You left the group chat. But do you know that I believe that if you're not giving anything in exchange for what you're receiving, you will not value it. How many free conferences online did you register for that you didn't attend, that you forgot about? But if you paid 100K, do you think you will forget? How? You won't forget. So the best resume you will ever build is the person you're becoming. Is the person you're becoming. Are you acquiring skills that are transcend industries, that cut across industries, that you can find yourself in any place and be useful, right? Next slide, please. So know who you are investing in yourself. Invest in community. I won't overflog it because we've been talking about relationships. Opportunities travel through people. I have a friend in Canada who just got a job that is paying her in 6 digits, not naira, in 6 digits in Canadian dollars, right? And she didn't get that job by application. She got it by recommendation. Who will recommend you? You can't have bad attitude. You can't be inconsistent. You can't lack excellence or drive and then expect opportunities to open up. Because even if those opportunities miraculously open up, you will not be able to leverage them. Do you see? So invest in community. Next slide, please. We've already networked. So give value. Stop asking who will help me. Start asking whose problem can I solve? Because we've talked about BMC. At the core of the business model canvas is value creation. What value am I creating? What problem am I solving? Whose life am I making better, happier, faster, more efficient? We need to keep asking ourselves these questions. Give value. Next slide. Develop your mind and know your God. Faith gives direction and learning brings capacity. Okay? Next slide, please. So I want to introduce us to Mrs. W. Can you say that? I know she's not a woman. It's an acronym for a model that I developed, which is mindset, income, savings, investing, simplification, and wealth. So let's quickly run through it. Next slide. I use Mrs. W so you can remember her or it, okay? She's a woman, okay, so you can remember her. Mindset. If you don't change what you believe about money and start behaving differently about money, you would be in a loop and money will have you on a chokehold. Do you see? Money is a tool. Somebody say money is a tool. And that's the mindset that we need to begin to develop. Some of us will do anything for more money. And that is, you're about to enter a prison that you are creating by your own self. Money is a tool because the idea is not that we accumulate so much money and then you sit down like that man. There's a story that the man gathered and said, "Ha, see money, oh." No, don't sing it, right? But it is that we want to be able to create that flow, cash flow, so that we can live the quality of life that we desire, so that we can create impact, so that we can leave the world a better place than we met it. So money is a tool. We can unpack your wealth mindset, but we can't do that in 20 minutes. So I will refer you back to the workbook. Next slide. Income. Income does what? Follows value. Income follows value. What skill do you have? What opportunity are you leveraging? How can you package your value? Because I said something that it's one thing to identify your value. It's another thing to be able to charge and get income for the value that you have created. So this is where having a business model comes. How am I packaging it? How am I presenting it? The people that need it, do they know that I exist? Because if they can't contact me, how will I communicate the value that I'm offering, right? So all of that is important in the conversation of generating income. You can generate income from so many ways: a job, a business, freelancing, all of that. But you must be able to package, present, and then pitch the value that you're offering to exchange it for income. And all this big grammar it can just look like a simple process of I'm offering this service, I'm targeting this particular set of people, I'm presenting it to them this way, maybe through adverts, social media, word of mouth, print media. I mean, so many ways. But you need to know the people I'm presenting this value to, where are they? Because one of the speakers said, if they are on Instagram and I'm pushing myself on TikTok, I mean, I might be having likes, so I'll be having likes and comments, but no, my pocket is still empty. So understanding who this value will serve, how they will find out that I exist by going to where they are. So you don't sit down and expect your customers to come to you. You go out and carry your business on your head, right? And then you market yourself and generate income. Let's go to S. S is saving. Somebody say saving. The things I want to highlight here is you don't save after you've spent. You save before you spend. And the room is quiet, like, yeah, right. But it's the truth. Because if you decide that you will save what is left after you've spent, guess what you will save? Nothing or very little. And you cannot begin the conversation of creating wealth if you have no seed. If you have no seed in the ground, the rain is just a nuisance to you. You know, you're praying that this rain should stop now. When meanwhile a farmer is saying, God, thank you for the rain. Oh, please let the rain fall. It's because the farmer has seed in the ground, right? So your savings, see it as a seed you're sowing. And I get questions like, but what I'm even earning is not even enough to take care of my basic expenses. The truth is that you can scale your lifestyle up or down. And I also say it's not first of all about the amount. It's first of all about the culture. So if you don't save 1,000, you will not save 10. If you don't save 10 consistently, you will not save 100. And don't even talk about a million if you've not even trained yourself to be disciplined enough to save little amount. So it's about developing the culture of saving. That money that is coming in, we've talked about income. When the money is coming in, you need to know what percentage of this money is going, and have the mindset of I'm not just setting this money aside, I am building for my future. Is there anybody here that wants to die young? So if you're not beginning to think about what will the future look like and what is it going to take me to live the kind of life I want to live in that future, you will wake up one day and you'll be 50, amen? But some people get into panic mode and they are trying to learn farming. They are trying to do agriculture. Somebody is coming with one investment scheme and they are trying to chook hand their chook NRC, CBEX, all those things. And they're trying to do so many things because they know that time is suddenly short. But since we are young, we are in the best time of our lives because you can begin to structure your thinking, your culture, and then the habits that you're, doing consistently to, save and invest, which is the next I. So the next thing is to invest because savings is not just for the purpose of saving. Some of us, we have this high. There's this high you get when you look at your bank account, and it's like, okay, a decent, But that's not the idea. Like we said, money is a tool. It's not so that you can gather it and be looking at it. So you don't just acquire money and put it in your bank account. You have to what? You have to learn how to invest. And technology has made it so beautiful that you can actually start your investment journey at any level. At any level, you can start investing. You can start buying shares from 5,000 naira. Did you know that? You can, but how many of us have shares? Raise your hand. That's like 0.02% of this audience, right? You can look at platforms like, if I call Bamboo, how many of us know Bamboo? So there are so many people that know. You see, knowledge and application. You know Bamboo, you know Chaka, you know AfriVest, you know RiseVest, you know all these vests, but you're not vesting. You're not investing. If you make up your mind that 5,000 naira every month, I'll just be, putting it into. Do you know that even if you do fixed income, platforms like OPay, like PiggyVest, they allow you to lock your funds and give you as high as sometimes 20% per annum on the money that you've locked if you don't withdraw it. That 20%, is your bank going to give it to you? Is your piggy vest colo at home going to give it to you? No. So you are looking for platforms that you can put your money in that can grow your money while you're doing other things. That is what investment is about. And when you do it consistently, something called compounding sets in. Somebody say compounding. Compounding is when the interest, the capital that you invested is making interest, but the interest on that interest is also making interest. So it speeds up the process of your growth, your financial growth. If we had time, I'll have taken us to a site called Calculator Site. But if you want, after now, you can go and Google it, Calculator Site, and play with your numbers. Just say, if I put 10,000 naira in an investment every month that is paying 20% per annum for the next 10 years, how much will I have after 10 years? Play with 10,000, play with 20,000, play with 50, play with 100, and see how you can actually begin to grow your funds over time. If you are 22 here, in 10 years, you will be 32. Yes or yes? The answer is yes. But what is going to happen between 22 and 32? 5K. How many of us have spent 5K on data this month? Transport, shawarma. Some of us is even shawarma, right? YOLO, right? You only live once. I can't come and kill myself. That YOLO, I can't come and kill myself money can build your future. So priorities have to be set in place. Next slide, please. The S is what? Simplify your life. I beg you. Live a simple life. As your income increases, because as you grow, as we earn more, we do more business, we work our jobs well, God keeps increasing us. It is tempting. Okay, so this is the calculator site. I don't have time. It will have been such a beautiful exercise. But let's go back to the slides. So you can go to calculator site later and just play that. If I invest 5K so we have different investment options, right? You can write this down. You can do stock investing, buy shares. There are platforms you can use to do that. You can do mutual funds, right? You can do equity funds. And equity funds is basically somebody is buying the shares for you. You are not picking the shares by yourself. So there are many options. I have a book because I can't say so much here. The Soft Life Investor. If you want, I think we have a few copies. So all these investment options you can start at low entry, right? They are all listed there, so you can explore. So avoid the lifestyle inflation trap, because it's a trap and the pressure is real. I mean, you go out, you see people, your classmates seem to be doing well, everybody is wearing the latest whatever, you want to travel here, you want to enjoy your life. But how about you balance it out? For every income increase you get, you were living on 100K somehow before you started earning 200K. Yes. But all of a sudden, you start earning 200K and all of a sudden, you now have 200K needs. It is normal. But you will now tell yourself, you will remind yourself of what you're building and say, this additional 100K, how about we split it in two even? Step up your lifestyle by 50K and add 50K to your savings or investment. It sounds simple, Abby. It's not that simple. It's not that simple, but it's possible. Even if you can't do a 50-50 split, do a 60-40 split. Increase your lifestyle by 60 and increase your investment by 40. Because, see, money is currency because it flows. If you don't direct the flow of your money, it's going to flow anyway. It's just that you're not going to know where it's going to flow to. And then you get questions like, I don't know where my money went. You know. So what expense is stealing your future? These are just reflection questions. Next slide. So the last is wealth creation itself. But this is a accumulation of earning, saving, investing, and simplifying your life, right? Some of us ladies, we have our picture of dream wedding that we want to do. And social media doesn't even make it easier because you're seeing things and you're like, but can you afford it? I tell people that, see, there's no shame in saying, I cannot afford it. Period. I cannot afford it. But I'm growing to the point where I will be able to afford it. But you need to be able to tell yourself the truth. I tell people that self-deception is the highest form of deception. Because if everybody in this room is deceiving you, it's okay. But the moment you choose to begin to deceive yourself, there is a problem, right? So you need to do those 4 things that we said earlier. Can we say the meaning of Mrs. W? M is for what? Your I is for what? Then S is for what? The next I is for what? Then the S is for what? And W is for what? So as I close, I want you to remember that the future belongs to people who create wealth. 5 years from today, 5 years from this date, some people will still be waiting for opportunities. Others will be creating them. Some will be looking for employment. Others will be creating employment. The difference will not be luck. It will be the decision that you make after today. Decide who you are, invest in yourself, build relationships, serve, keep growing, and handle money with Mrs. W. Allow Mrs. W to guide your money decisions, right? Because the first investment is in you. The first investment is not in anything else, but is in you. Thank you very much for listening. I hope you got value. And I want to encourage you to do 2 things. Thank you so much. 2 things. Use that workbook that you downloaded. You'll be amazed at the value that you unpack, from within yourself. And number 2, take action with everything that you heard today. And have an amazing time. Thank you.